to infinity and beyond.
Everybody, Roger and James here, FanDiz Gaming, and in this episode we're going to be talking about our top 10 most wanted characters for LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2. We'll kind of be doing 5 each, so we'll kind of see how it goes. We've probably got a couple of spares to throw in there as well alongside that. So, I'm going to kick things off. I'm going to kind of go, kind of make this one a very simple one. I'm going to go with Wolverine first off, and a slash X-Men, because I think in some ways that we know there are some problems, so and that might go on to number 2, but obviously anything X-Men, Wolverine related, for me Wolverine is like a must-have. You know, it's a must-have character, front character of the first game. You know, not having him in there would be a shame, but obviously the issues that they have with promoting it, I've got more hope of them having this because of Marvel Future Fight. They're in Marvel Heroes. They are promoting them a little bit more. There's been issues with them saying about stuff with other games, but Wolverine has just got to be. He's just got to be in it.
Well, you know, I don't think anyone knows who the X-Men are anymore. At least according to Capcom.
Yeah.
So, yeah, okay, Wolverine and the rest of the X-Men. I mean, that's pretty much. I think most people are going to want them. This isn't my choice, but I'm just going to tack it on to the mutants here. I would love to see Firestar in this game. She's a mutant, so and she's a lesser known mutant. She's not part of the X-Men except for like a little while in there. But I would love to see her. She was in the Amazing Spider-Man and Super Friends and all that. So
yes.
All right. So
we're on to your number 2. First, I should say.
My first number 2 on the list. I'm going to have to go with Nova. And I'm going to go with Rich Rider Nova, because there's actually 2 Novas. The current one being Sam Alexander. He was the one featured on the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon. I expect we will see Novas in this game, but they'll probably resemble the Novas from the Guardians of the Galaxy TV show, or sorry, the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, rather than the traditional Nova, which is more like DC Comics' Green Lantern character, space cop, but with superpowers, not just kind of armor.
I mean that kind of Ultimate Spider-Man version kind of thing, sort of. Wouldn't surprise me, because I gotta be honest, I remember when he came out for Disney Infinity, he was actually one of those characters I went, who? I didn't know who he was. A really cool character because he could fly around, so he instantly became one of the most well-used characters because of that. So flying around the cities and locations and stuff is probably a cool idea for that. So I think that's not a bad one.
Not just that, for Disney Infinity, I think he was one of the only 2 characters who could be used in all 3 of the Marvel playsets in Disney 2.0. You had to unlock him in 2 of them, but...
Yeah, you could use him... No, you could use him in Spider-Man, and you could use him in Guardians. You couldn't use him in Avengers. It was
okay, that's right.
It was...
Iron Man was the only one who was all 3.
Yeah. But no, he was a really cool character. That's cool. So I'm going to tack this on to my second go. And this one has got no chance in hell. And this is the Thing from Fantastic Four. This one has got no chance. He was a major character in the first game. All the Fantastic Four literally have been wiped off the planet from as far as Marvel is concerned. There is no chance this character is going to be in there. I love the big characters, the big heavy brawlers. I love the Hulk when using the Thing where you're clobbering stuff, you're just charging at full steam. They're massive, they run, they throw stuff around, they pick cars up. I always love playing as the massive big characters. They're always one of my favourite ones. So Thing kind of represents really the Fantastic Four as a whole, but for me the Thing is my favourite of the Fantastic Four characters, and he's an awesome character. You know, his catchphrase, how funny he is and stuff. It's just generally just a cool character to be included.
Now, I will say, if they were going to include any Fantastic Four characters, Thing or Human Torch would probably be it. They seem to have had more of a crusade against Mr. Fantastic and, by association, Invisible Woman.
Yeah.
Human Torch is actually currently appearing in Peter Parker's Spider-Man comic series. Thing was in... Huh? Yeah, he joined the Guardians for a little while. He's been around, and they're actually launching a comic called Marvel 2-in-1, which is a throwback to an old 80s comic, which I think is supposed to star both Thing and Human Torch. So there's a chance, a small chance. But yeah, they currently, they've pitched their hissy fit over Fantastic Four, and
Yeah.
I'd say not likely. But if we are going to get Fantastic Four, Thing and Human Torch are decent possibilities.
Okay, so on to your second choice.
My second choice is this little lady back here, Squirrel Girl. It's probably a sucker's bet. They're making a big push for this character now, especially with her being in the new Warriors TV show, which is either due next year or the year after. I think they've even cast her character already, the actress for her.
And she was in Avengers, so she's already been a playable character. So
she was in Avengers. She was in the Ultimate Spider-Man TV show. She's made cameos in other shows. She's a growing character in Marvel. She's kind of the face of maybe their
female sort of
female
character.
Superheroes, and it's kind of more of an outreach to casual younger fans. She's got a kind of a peppy throwback Silver Age attitude, minus all the kind of weird stuff. But it's a great comic book. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, and this is exactly what Marvel needed to do, was create a brand new character that is original and is a strong female, and this is how you do a new female character rather than just changing something. This is exactly what should have been, and I think Squirrel Girl is that kind of example of sort of Marvel really is sort of hitting it strong with a strong character on that one.
It's kind of funny because she's not actually that new of a character. She was originally created in the 90s, but then for very obvious reasons, if you read her debut comic, she fell off the map until the 2000s. She was actually created by Steve Ditko, who was one of the co-creators for Spider-Man, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, her original comic is a travesty in just about every sense of the word. It wasn't until the 2000s when she joined the Great Lake Avengers that she kind of picked up. But yeah, in the last couple of years, they've reinvented her as this great little, happy-go-lucky but still serious character, and she integrates all sorts of weird stuff into the comics, which is fun.
I mean, I think, to be honest, the fact that we know that we've got Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, She-Hulk, she's going to be in there. So I'm going to jump down to my third choice, and this one is Deadpool, the classic character from the first game, the one that I think, I think more Howard the Duck's going to be replacing this character for the second game. But Deadpool is a lot of fun. He's great. His whips and stuff. It would not surprise me if he's in there. Disney and Marvel know they can make money with him. He is they don't maybe necessarily have to promote him. They can just pop him in there. He wasn't obviously in the Avengers game, but there is that side of things of do they want to be associated with the movie and stuff. But I think they will be in there. He is a massive character. He's in the brand new Marvel VR video game. He's, they aren't opposed to using him. Technically, he's an X-Men, but he's not really a mutant, so that's a bit different. Deadpool to me is just someone that would just be so fun to have in there. Yeah, and he does seem to be appearing in other games, just like the X-Men are. Like, he is going to be in the new Marvel VR game, which is kind of big because they haven't announced any other X-Men characters for that, and it definitely is a brand new game, not one of the pre-embargo games. So there's a chance, and they fully understand that Deadpool is a huge draw. Now they do already have Gwenpool in the game, I believe. Yeah, she can take selfies and stuff. So.
Oh yeah. So
okay, on to your third choice.
Third choice, I'm also going to draw from the New Warriors again here. I'm going to use a character called Gravity, who, that was the reaction I was expecting. Gravity was a character created in the early 2000s. He was created kind of as a Spider-Man-esque character, kind of a teenager, smart character, going to Empire State University, the fictional university that Spider-Man also went to, and at the time the comic was created was teaching at. And he was supposed to be that kind of ground level, down on his luck character. He's got powers of manipulating gravity, flight, whatever. He was dead for a little while. Also, kind of unfortunate. He went on, joined the Young Allies, joined the New Warriors. He's got a cool costume. He's got some cool powers. He's a lesser-known character, so I fully expect he will not be in the game. There's
over 200 characters in this game, though, and they're going pretty deep. So
that's true, but some of those characters are also just going to be like AIM Minion number 5 and
yeah.
Hydra Minion and stuff like that. So we'll see. I would love it if they would have Gravity. I'm actually probably going to do a write-up on him on heroiclegacy.com. So, yeah, if you want to know more about him within the next couple of weeks, check that out.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to flip over now and go a little bit on... I'm going to go for Daredevil.
Okay, Daredevil's good.
With the Defenders TV show, I mean, literally like a week or so away now. Can't wait for that one. Daredevil is mainstream. He is... Whether or not they want to promote the idea of... I think sort of generally I think the Defenders as a whole will be in there. Whether or not they are DLC, whether or not they're in a digital pack, whether or not they're season pass stuff, that would be quite cool if they tied in something like that. Or if they're going to hold that off for later when Defenders 2 comes out or something like that, with another game. The Defenders and Daredevil, I think, have to be in here. They are major characters. They are mainstream now. They are a selling point. They're just known now. And Daredevil's definitely, I think the trouble is obviously with the fact that the Netflix shows are a little bit darker and a little bit older. They don't necessarily want to be promoting them to kids, but check them in there as playable characters. They've done it before, and I just think they're a lot more well known now.
Yeah, I definitely think with the Defenders coming out later this month, there's no reason for them to not include them in this game. I suspect they're probably just holding off announcing those characters until the show has been out for maybe a little while, and then they can be like, hey, you saw the show, here's Daredevil, here's Jessica Jones and Luke Cage, and I don't think any of these characters have been announced yet, actually.
No, none of them have been shown off at all. So I did, when I was looking for it, going, yeah, those guys have got to, they've got to be in it.
And I'm kind of hoping too, I'm not going to count these as my characters, but, I would like to see if Misty Knight and Colleen Wing, heck, even Night Nurse, who is Rosario Dawson's character, it'd be cool if they showed up in there too as playable characters.
Yeah. Looking at how sometimes they go really deep on these characters for DLC and some extras, it wouldn't surprise me at all. Okay, so on to your fourth pick?
Fourth pick, I'm going to pick another kind of obscure one. The character is Quasar. Now, Quasar has had two different forms. One was a male named Wendell Vaughn, and then the second one was a Kree character whose name is kind of Fella or something like that. It's spelled Phella. Now, the main reason I want Quasar is actually in the comics, he was the original protector of Baby Ego, who was the villain of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Obviously a very different version of the character. When they call him Ego, the living planet, we mean he is a giant pink planet with a face. Yeah. And the original Quasar was his guardian. That version of Quasar was killed during the Annihilation Saga. The new one took over. I'd be happy with either of them. They are both extremely powerful characters, so they'd probably have to be toned down a little bit. But actually, it looks like in the comics they might be making a return, one or the other. The current Guardians of the Galaxy comic series recently brought in the Nega bands, which are the wristbands that give them their powers. So we might be seeing a return of those characters, and maybe we'll see them here.
That's definitely a deep cut. So I actually do sometimes feel like some of these deeper cuts sometimes have a better chance of getting in than some of the bigger known ones. So on to my fifth pick, and it's going to be Ghost Rider.
They haven't announced Ghost Rider?
I don't know. I don't remember.
No, it's not on the list. No. Okay.
Ghost Rider is like, obviously you have the original version, and then you've got the new Robbie version from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Again, a character that's been in mainstream media. He's been promoted. Cool with the bike, running around, driving around. It would just be a cool idea. And they do a couple of different versions of him. It also kind of ties in with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They could do something with that and connect that up with it. Because their pack for the Avengers game was so good. So I wouldn't be at all surprised if we had some kind of interconnection with S.H.I.E.L.D. at some point. But yeah, Ghost Rider just feels like a natural fit. He's had movies, he's been in TV shows. He's just a cool character to play as. So that was my final pick.
He's definitely a popular character. You wouldn't know from his comic sales, which are almost always terrible, but he's a character who's known by a lot of people and was known even before he had his movies back in the day. So I would I would absolutely expect to see Ghost Rider. I would expect to see some of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Since they were a DLC pack in the original, in Avengers, I'd kind of hope they would be just straight up included, but I could see them doing a DLC pack with the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. when the next season starts up after the Inhumans is done.
And they don't necessarily have to be official tie-ins. They can just kind of be like, S.H.I.E.L.D. pack, because, it doesn't necessarily have to be connected to the movie. It can just be the characters can be in there, and I don't. Yeah, it only feels like a sort of a big character to chuck in there.
All right. I mean, I'm down with him. One thing though.
Yeah.
If they're gonna stick Ghost Rider in there, he's got to be riding the motorcycle.
Yeah.
The car is cool, but the motorcycle is the iconic Ghost Rider thing.
You can chuck them both in. There you go.
They could have both in there, but they have to have the motorcycle.
Yeah.
The car is optional. The motorcycle is required. All right, so I'm going to go really obscure with this, and I'm going to pick Batman. Sorry. No, I am actually going obscure with this, and I'm going to stay within the Marvel framework. I'm going to pick the character Darkhawk. He was built in the 90s, pretty much by committee to be like edgy and cool, and was at the time just about as terrible as his name makes him sound. Now, as the years went by and, he became a more established character in the background, he became a much more interesting character. And more recently, they turned him into an offshoot of like the anti-Nova Corps or the anti-Green Lantern Corps, if you want to think in the DC terms, where his powers come from a group of assassins, and they've got really cool like stealth abilities, power abilities. They've got the claws like Wolverine does. They recently appeared again in the Guardians of the Galaxy comic series. That's probably why I'm thinking about it, because I read that like right before we did this.
Yeah, isn't that Sly Stallone? Who's his character? Isn't that him?
No, Sylvester Stallone's character is Starhawk, I believe. Yeah, very similar name, of course. He looks nothing like Starhawk from the comics. Also, fun fact, Starhawk is actually two characters who share the same body, and one is male and one is female. And their body changes depending on which personality is in control. Right. So we could totally get female Sylvester Stallone in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Something for you guys to look forward to.
Yeah, that sounds good. So you've definitely gone for some deep cuts. I went a little bit more mainstream.
Yeah, and that's why this works out, though.
Yes, that's good. So we would love to know, what characters do you want to see included that we haven't mentioned about, or which one did you like the best out of our choice? We'd love to know your thoughts. Obviously, as a time of recording, we know that there could easily have been a trailer announcing all of them between the time we record this and the time it goes up. But love to know your thoughts on that. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, follow button, or like button, depending on which platform you're watching this on. Find us on lots of different ones. Find us over at DisKingdom. We're also doing constant giveaways. This month we're giving away a $20 certificate for different gaming platforms. James, where can they find you?
I'm heroiclegacy.com.
And on that, guys, thank you very much for watching. See you guys soon. Later.